All right, I had to check something.
That's fine. I'm sharing the live. Oh, let me mute.
Is that better or worse? Captain Spaulding, do your own research. I'm not going to do the labor for you.
Who is he calling sweetheart? And could you hear me? Did you hear me when I answered you, or was I muted?
You didn't. I didn't hear you.
Okay, sorry, I must have been muted. It's hard to tell with a setup this way, but it looks to me like it. Did you make it darker or something?
No, let me go back to the 8.
Oh no, that's too big.
I pressed the
Can you
wrong
guys see it?
thing.
Can you guys see it in the chat? Oh, you might have to do the toggle button thing. And it used to be easy to do, and they made it harder.
Yeah.
There you go. You didn't make it darker? I feel like the words are darker. Maybe it's just bigger. I got my screen is all cracked. That's half my problem. Actually, what I'm going to do is screenshot that, and I'm going to send it to myself on my other phone so that when I need to look at it, I can open it up on there. It's getting
So
cold.
big. Why did you remove your request?
Oh, who was it?
The one with the Trump profile picture.
I don't see it. Oh, yeah, I do. Oh, Rainy,
Hey y'all.
Yeah, that one.
or Little, as I'm going to call him, because I'm certainly not going to call him Big.
Not
Hello, everybody. Go ahead and mute up until So Melanated is ready for you. And tap while you're at it, please. Thank you. Everybody in the chat, tap the screen. We're at 1 like right now. It is 11:09. I challenge us to get to the first 1,000 by a quarter after.
So Xavier,
Hey there.
what's your thoughts on the background?
I was just wondering how we play. I wasn't sure what this was, to be honest. I thought I'm here. I just thought it was interesting, and I'm reading these, and I've definitely heard a lot of these before. Um, but I don't know if this is like a game or if we're just discussing these points or.
We're really playing. If you really want the truth, we're actually playing. Got bingo dodgers on.
Yeah, so what'll happen is that people will come in and they will actually say these things on the bingo card. And so what we do is that as soon as we actually get a bingo, we shout bingo. And then the other thing that happens is that we'll get people will come on the panel and they will act like they don't say any of these things. But the more we actually speak about it, they start revealing the things that they do actually say.
Interesting.
It never fails. Like we had a guy come in, I think the first time, and he swore that he doesn't say any of those things. And the more he got talking, he just started spouting a few of them. So we let them out themselves.
Maybe they can reflect.
Right.
I'm trying to print.
Hey, Suzuki Squid, why do you sexualize everything? KTP. Right, I'm gonna just go ahead and go to Small Rainy.
Wait. Nah, nah,
Conversation last night.
nah,
Not
nah,
to interrupt you. I'm sorry, but Melanie,
nah,
didn't we
nah,
have
nah.
this conversation last night about how you don't, or was that this morning? How usually people don't have to like announce certain things.
Yes. All right, go ahead, Rainy.
I just wanted to ask a few questions before I said anything. But do you believe white people can experience racism?
No.
What, what, what if a person said like, unalive all white people? Would you say that's racism?
No.
But the definition of racism is prejudice towards
No.
another person.
No.
If you look
No.
up racism,
No.
the first
No.
No, sir. That might be the dictionary definition, but in these conversations, we're using more of an academic definition, which is a combination of definitions combined together. Because in reality, memorizing a definition doesn't do anything for anybody. You need to be able to see it, know it, and pick it out in reality. And the dictionary doesn't do that. For example, the dictionary, I can look up lung transplant and it will tell me what a lung transplant is at a base level of understanding, but it's not going to tell me what instruments I need to perform that surgery. It's not going to tell me how to perform the surgery, how deep to cut, where to stitch, how to stitch. It's not going to tell me anything except for a very basic level definition that is intended for for the average person to be able to read, and the average American reads at like a 5th or 6th grade level, so that's who it's intended for.
Right, and hang on a second. Captain Spaulding, a definition is not the meaning of a word, it's the way that society uses the word.
so so like the thing is, right? Well, why do you believe white people can't experience racism?
Have you looked up what racism is?
Yeah, racism is being prejudiced towards someone because of their race.
So if that were the case, I'm gonna try and help you out. Then why would it not be called racial prejudice?
racism is being prejudiced
No, it
or
isn't.
being hateful.
No, nothing to do with hate.
Racism is hate to another group of.
Sir, there are parents out there who love their children very much and are racist to them regularly. There are spouses out there who love their spouse and are still racist to them regularly without even knowing that they're doing it. They don't even realize they're doing it, and they're doing it. You don't have to hate someone to be racist. You just have to be ignorant to what racism is.
Captain Spaulding,
I
there he goes again with the essay remarks.
wait, you. But by that same logic, I can change the definition of DUI, DUI, and get away with it by your guys' logic.
What are you talking
Like,
about?
you guys are changing the definition of
No,
racism.
sir. Do you need me to get you a book? Hang on one second. Give me a second. No,
Look
sir.
up the definition of racism.
Where's that diversity textbook?
Nathan, it right there underneath that other one.
No.
Okay.
Give me a minute. Let me find it.
I'm losing brain cells just listening to y'all.
Okay, let's see. Okay, here we go. Racism causes many Americans to have a negative reaction to racial diversity. In the United States, because the dominant group has historically been white, racism is a product of white racial prejudice and discrimination, reinforced intentionally or unintentionally by institutional power and authority, and used to the advantage of whites and the disadvantages of people of color. Nobody's changing the definition. You're just not educated on the real definition. You're educated on the definitions you were given in K through 12 from probably your parents, who aren't trustworthy sources. Neither is your K through 12 education. Anybody in this country who is relying on their K through 12 education for these kinds of conversations is woefully undereducated and should be doing some research before they say anything.
I just have to. Earlier, you guys said racism has nothing to do with being prejudiced, but in that definition, it was being prejudiced against one's race.
And racism are different things.
Wait, what? Could you repeat that?
Different words with different definitions.
We
Your internet is failing you.
no, I'm not saying anything. I'm just confused. Like, why can't we just agree? Anybody can experience racism. Anybody can be discriminated against. It's not one group of people.
We never said that. We never said anything about discrimination.
But I'm just using that as an example. Like,
We never said that white people can't experience discrimination.
oh yeah, as someone said in chat, how about using the Oxford dictionary definition instead of a biased book?
Do you use
Like
definitions? Do you use the Oxford Dictionary as a source?
Yes, it's been a reliable source for how many years?
Never.
Give you an F if you gave me that as a source on a paper. You would get an F. It's not a source. Your textbook would be a source. Your textbook
Yeah.
is same thing the dictionary says. I guarantee you that.
Now, let me actually read out the definition of racism. Go on mute. The relegation of people of color to inferior status and treatment based on unfounded beliefs about innate inferiority, as well as unjust treatment and oppression of people of color, whether intended or not.
All right. All right. The definition I got is let me read it out.
It's from
Um,
the dictionary. We don't need to
racism,
hear it. We
prejudice.
already know what the dictionary says.
Oh yeah. What's your source? What's your what? What's
All
your
of my
source?
sources are academic.
And what may those be?
What?
Oops, sorry.
Host. What's your source?
I said all of my sources are academic. And no,
What source?
CRT textbooks, that's post-grad, not even undergrad.
I have a master's degree and I never took CRT. That's like a post grad type of class.
I feel like my 7-year-old niece could come up with a more coherent definition of racism than
You
you
mean
do.
one that suits your feelings?
No.
Then why don't you agree with that definition that you were given?
What?
What's that, Xavier?
I was asking Randy why he didn't agree with the definition that y'all gave if he wasn't searching for one that suited his own biases or his own opinions.
I'm
That's
looking
what he
for
wants, because he
objective
wants
opinion.
to.
I'm looking for someone objective, and their definition both, imply that only people of color can experience racism.
But
They
that's
imply.
how racism works. White people, nobody can be racist to white people. It doesn't work that way.
What if someone said, unalive all white people?
Okay? That's not racism, though. That's not what racism is. That's what we're trying to explain to you. Racism is not just bullying. That would be bullying. It wouldn't be nice, but it wouldn't be racism, because white people sit at the top of the racial hierarchy and there is no one above them that can oppress them based on the color of their skin.
Period.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
Like,
It's okay.
I feel like that's more than bullying.
I feel.
And
We go with facts, not feelings.
I know that's more than bullying, because, or what if someone said, oh, I hate all white people, burn them at the stake. That's racism.
That is not racist.
It's not. White people are not an oppressed people. What minority has that power in the society right now that could do that?
I'm saying this as a black, mixed person. I'm saying white people can't experience
Hang on,
racism.
hold up.
I'm
Did you
mixed.
say as a mixed person?
Yeah, mixed.
Mixed is not even a race. So if you don't understand race, how can you understand racism?
And that's what it says on all my government papers, mixed race.
So you're an animal.
No, mixed race. That's what I have to put on all of my government papers.
It's odd because there's not a spot to put that on government papers. There's only 5 races on government papers: black, white, Asian, indigenous, and Pacific Islander. Those are the only 5 options that there are. So I don't know how the government would expect you to mark that box and then not provide that box for you to mark. But that's just me.
Sorry,
I don't know
sorry,
it.
I'm biracial. Why do we have to come up with new terms for everything? Why can't we say mixed instead of biracial? We've been saying mixed for how many years now?
No, people who are uneducated say mixed. People who are educated say biracial. Mixed is for animals. We talk about, mixed breed animals, not for people. People have races, so we can be biracial, but mixed is not the way to describe that. You can be biracially white, biracially black, biracially Asian, and so on.
Like, like we've been calling people mixed for how many years? How many years now? More years than I can count. And and now, now we are having a problem. Like,
Damn it.
so so as I was saying, you guys believe that white people cannot be oppressed.
Why do you want to be oppressed so badly?
I'm
Are you
not
feeling
trying
left
to.
out?
No, I'm just saying. Anybody can be oppressed. Like it. Like
How are you oppressed? Can you give me
I'm
an
about to.
example of when you experienced racism?
All right. Let's see this. When. All right. And all right. This actually happened a couple weeks ago. Someone
Put your numbers in the
vandalized.
chat, y'all.
Someone vandalized my property because I'm white. Destroyed my car by throwing rocks through it, and people call me a cracker daily, which is a slur towards white people.
No, it's not a slur at all. Do you want to know how I can prove to you it's not a slur? I'll prove it right now. Do you want me to prove it? Because
Yep, go ahead.
here's how. Because you were just able to say it. Cracker, cracker, cracker. You said it, no problem. If it were a slur, you would have said the C word. Like we do when we say the N word. We don't say it, we say the N word. Because the N word is a slur. But cracker, 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 cracker is not a slur. That's why we can get away with saying it.
And cracker is a classist term that was made up by other white people. So, what are you talking about?
Um, and people just hate me because I appear white. Like, white people or white passing people can be oppressed. Like,
Wait a second. Do you know what white passing means?
yeah, someone who appears white and can pass as white.
No.
Hold on, Gavin. If you feel that way, maybe you should request.
Like, cracker can be a slur depending how it is used. Like, it's just
Classist
like
slur. A
I
classist slur, yes.
listen, and it's just how FAG is a slur, right? But in the UK, that
How you had to spell that out and you didn't say it? Do you see how you
because
spelled that out? Listen, do you see how you
be,
spelled that out? Because it's a slur and you don't want to hurt anybody by saying it. But
well,
cracker is not a slur. That's why everybody has said it. Everybody take a turn and say it. Cracker.
Cracker.
Cracker, but you shouldn't even be spelling out FAG. unless you are a member of that community. You shouldn't even spell that word out.
Bro, I'm bi.
Paulie wanna
Okay.
cracker?
But as I was saying, like, I'm just saying this so my account doesn't get nuked by TikTok. But FAG can be used as a slur, but in the UK, that's how they say cigarette. Like, it's all dependent on the context of the word.
That's why cracker isn't a slur, sir.
It can be used like anything.
Classist slur, yes.
But do you know that what the word cracker really means? It they were called crackers because of the sound of the whip cracking on our backs. So if anything, we actually are owed the right to use that term because what it does is that it actually identifies white people that we believe are harmful.
But like
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you
as
off.
someone, sorry to cut you off, but as someone said in the chat, you can change the meaning of a word. Like I do not mean any offense with this word, but I use the word trainee short for transmission, like in a vehicle transmission. Autom- like like you can change the definition of words. Like
That's not changing the definition. That there's a transmission, and that word is used to shorten it, just like we use YT for shorthand, right? It's used to shorten it. It's not changing the definition. The definition of transmission did not change. The definition of
I'm
gender did not change. If we're not changing a definition. I don't know why you are trying to convince yourself that this is not true, but it's true. These are facts that are taught. These are facts that are taught across this country in every sociology and intro to diversity class that there is. You can look, if you don't believe me, go to openstacks.com or openstacks.org and look at a couple books yourself.
I'm saying
I encourage you. I dare you. I double dog dare you to go check it out and come back and prove me wrong. Come prove me wrong.
but I'm saying the
Gingerbread, we
word
know.
can be used in different contexts. Like why won't y'all accept words can be used in different contexts?
No one said they can't.
But as soon as I say cracker can be used as a slur, y'all instantly try to shut me down.
Right, I'm gonna restart. Some fragile white person in the comments is reporting. So if you're not following me, do it now.